Is this beautiful square with a lot of texture to it and this diamond of bubble stitches. So stunning. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the diamond cluster square. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. So we're going to start with a slip knot and we're going to start with a base ring. For your base ring, you want to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to close off this ring by doing a slip stitch into the first chain that you made. Insert your hook into it, grab the yarn, and pull through to close. And we're going to be working into the center of that ring. Now for row 1, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And that counts as a double crochet. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets into the ring. So here is 1 and 2. Now we're going to start the repeat. The repeat starts at a chain 2 and then doing 3 double crochets into the ring. So here is 1, 2, and 3. And that's what we want to do all the way around. We chain 2 and then 3 double crochets into the ring. That's 1, 2, and 3. And the very last one here, we're going to chain 2, do 3 double crochets into the ring. This is our final group of double crochets that we need. That's 2, that's 3. And now to finish off this row, we want to do a chain 2 and then do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started with. Insert your hook into it, grab the yarn, and pull through to close. And this here is the end of row 1. For row 2, we're going to start with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to work a 5 treble bubble into the next double crochet. So for a 5 treble bubble, it's basically a 5 treble crochet together. So I'll show you. We're going to yarn over twice. Insert your hook into the stitch, which is the next double crochet. Grab the yarn and pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. We're going to stop right there. And you want to do that 4 more times. So we're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into the same stitch, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Basically, we're leaving the last loop of each treble on the hook. And then you want to do that a total of 5 times. So this is my 3rd. This is my 4th. And my 5th. And there we go. So now I have 5 treble crochets into that stitch, but the last loop is still on my hook. So you should have 6 loops in your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops. And now continuing the repeat, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So into there, just 1 double crochet. And now as you can see, this is kind of pushed forward, coming out of the work. Continuing on, we're going to do into the next chain 2 space, the following repetition, 2 double crochets. So that's 1 and 2. Then a chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 2 double crochets into the same corner, into the same chain 2 space. And now we want to do 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. That there ends the repeat. I'm going to do it again with you. The repeat starts at a 5 treble bubble stitch into the next double crochet. So for a 5 treble bubble, we're going to do 5 treble crochets together. I've already shown you how to do that. So if you need a reminder, you can go back to the first bubble stitch. Essentially, you yarn over twice, insert your hook, grab the yarn, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, only twice, and stop. And let's do that a total of 5 times. I'm going to do it a bit faster right now. I got 3 right now. This is my 4th and my 5th. And so you have 6 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all the loops. Continuing the repeat, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. Now we've arrived at the corner. Into the corner you want 2 double crochets around the chain space, a chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets around the chain space. So that's 1 and 2. And now the last thing on the repeat is to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, into the double crochet. And this is what we want to do 2 more times, because you want 2 more bubble stitches on these groups of double crochets of the previous row. So do the repeat one more time. Do the repeat 2 more times, and then I'll see you when you're almost done. Okay, I just did my last 5 treble bubble. It's looking so cute. It's those fun little balls that come out of the fabric. And I just want to do the last corner here with you. I also did my double crochet into the last double crochet. And now I've come around the corner. So here we want the 2 double crochets around the chain space, a chain 2, and 2 double crochets around the chain space. So that's 1 and 2. And since we began the row with a chain 3, that's basically our first stitch of the row. We're going to finish this row by doing a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Insert your hook into that chain, grab the yarn and pull through to close. Okay, so for row 3, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you want to do 1 double crochet on top of the bubble stitch. So the bubble stitch is, let me see, over here. So on top of the bubble stitch, just a double crochet. And now we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, which is the double crochet of the previous row. Now we want to do, I'm going to start calling these just bubble stitches. Saying 5 treble bubble is too long. So I'm just going to, from now on, call them bubble stitch. So yeah, continuing the repeat, we want to do a bubble stitch into the next stitch, into the next double crochet. So for that, you want to do 5 treble crochets together. So here's my first leg, second, third, fourth, and fifth. 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6. Continuing the repeat, we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, into the next double crochet. Just a double crochet there. Once you do that, you'll see that bubble stitch pop out. And now we are basically at the corner. So we want to do the repetition of 2 double crochets. Then a chain 2, and then 2 double crochets into the chain, around the chain space of the corner. Now we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, into the next double crochet here, just a double crochet. Now we want a bubble stitch into the next stitch. So a bubble stitch, which is 5 treble crochets together. Let's see, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 6 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 6. And continuing the repeat, we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, into the next double crochet, which again will push this bubble stitch out, and that there ends the repeat. So I'm going to do it again one more time with you. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the repeat, which starts at doing 1 double crochet on top of the next bubble stitch. So into the bubble stitch, a double crochet. Then you want 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Into the next stitch, we want a bubble stitch. So you know how to do that now. I'm going to do that off camera quicker, and I'll see you when I'm done this bubble stitch. Okay, I just finished the bubble stitch. Now you want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. This is to the corner. So now we're in the corner, and into it we want to do the corner repetition, which is 2 double crochets around the chain space, of course. Then a chain 2, and then 2 double crochets around the same chain space. Continuing the repeats, we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Then you want to do a bubble stitch into the next stitch. Sorry. And for that bubble stitch, it's 5 treble crochets together. I'm going to do that off camera again, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my last corner repetition here with the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets around the chain space. Now to finish off this row, we're going to be omitting the last double crochet of the repeat. You're just going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started with. So we find that chain 3 and do a slip stitch. And this here is the end of row 3. Now for row 4, we're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then do a bubble stitch into the next double crochet. So bubble stitch, you know how to do that. I'm going to do that off camera every time. I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just finished the bubble stitch. Continuing the repeat, you want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So into the next stitch, just a double crochet. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet on top of the next bubble stitch. So you find the top of the bubble and do a double crochet. And now you want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, which is the double crochet. Now we want to do a bubble stitch into the next stitch. So into the next double crochet of the previous row, a bubble stitch, which again, I'm going to do off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, that was my bubble stitch there. And continuing the repeat, you want to do 1 double crochet into the next double crochet, into the next stitch, which is the one right before the corner. So into there, just a double crochet. And now you've come up to the corner, for which you want to do the same repetition of 2 double crochets. Then a chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So the corner repetition is easy because it doesn't change. And now we've basically come around and then to the other side. So now you want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Now we want to work a bubble stitch into the next stitch. Again, doing that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, just finished the bubble stitch here. Continuing the repeat, we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Then 1 double crochet on top of the next bubble. And then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, which is a double crochet. And that ends the row repeat. As you can see, we're continuing to grow the bubbles kind of in like let me see here, in a bit of a triangle moving outward. So that ends the row repeat. Let's do it one more time together. The repeat starts by doing a bubble stitch into the next stitch. So here we want a bubble stitch. I'm going to do that off camera actually. Okay. After the bubble stitch, you want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Now you want to do 1 double crochet on top of the bubble. And now we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, which is the double crochet. Now we want to do a bubble stitch into the next stitch. So 5 treble crochets together, and I'm doing that off camera. Continuing the repeat, we want to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, which is the one right before the corner. Now we're going to do the corner repetition of 2 double crochets around the chain space. Chain 2. And 2 double crochets around the chain space. Sorry, 1 second, my yarn is caught here. So 2 double crochets around the chain space. And there we go. And now we continue the repeat. We want 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Then a bubble stitch. which I'm going to do off camera. Then we want, I just finished the bubble stitch. Then we want 1 double crochet into the next stitch. 1 double crochet on top of the next or bubble stitch, sorry. And then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. That there ends the repeat. So I've done the repeat twice. I'm going to let you do the last 2 times here, and I'll meet you when you're at the very last corner. Okay, I just finished the last corner here. So the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. And now we're going to finish off this row by doing 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Then our final bubble stitch into the next stitch. This row is the one with the most bubble stitches, but after this they start thinning out. So this row I would say is the one that takes the longest. This is my 3rd of the treble crochets, 4th and 5th. So there's my last bubble. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And now all we want to do is do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started with, and closing that off. Okay, that there is the end of row 4. Moving on to row 5 here, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Do 1 double crochet on top of the next bubble. Then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then a bubble stitch into the next one. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, bubble stitch completed here. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So essentially every single stitch between now and the corner, you want a double crochet into it, remembering not to skip the bubble. That's why it's 5. So let's do this together. Into the next stitch, 1 double crochet. That's 1. The second one's going to go on top of the bubble stitch. That's 2. And then you have 3 double crochets to go into. That's 3, 4, and 5. And that's going to bring you to the next chain space, which is the corner. So in the corner, we want to do the combination of 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and then into the same corner or chain space, 2 double crochets. Okay, that's our corner there. Continuing the repeat, we want to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So here is my first one, second, and third. All of these are double crochets. My 4th one's going to go on top of the bubble stitch, and my 5th one into the next stitch. Now we want to do a bubble stitch into the next stitch. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I will see you when I'm done. Okay, I've finished my bubble stitch. And now the last thing in this repetition is to do a double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, and that ends the repeat of this row. So I'm just going to do it one more time with you. The repeat starts by doing 1 double crochet on top of the next bubble stitch. So on top of the bubble stitch, 1 double crochet. Then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Then you want to do a bubble stitch. So I'm going to do that off camera. Into the next stitch, a bubble stitch, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I've finished that bubble stitch. Now continuing the repeat, you want to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches, which is every single stitch until the corner. So here's 1. The next one is the bubble stitch, 2, and then I have 3 double crochets to go into. That's 3, 4, and 5, which brings me to the corner and the chain space, into which I want to do the corner repetition of 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and then 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, and now continuing the repeat, we're going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So here is 1, 2, and 3, which are all double crochet so far. The fourth one's going to go on top of the bubble stitch, and the fifth one into the next double crochet. Now I want to do a bubble stitch into the next stitch. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, and now the very last thing in the repetition is to do a double crochet into the next stitch. That ends the repeat. You can go back to the beginning of it and do all the way around. And I'll see you when you're at the very last corner here. Okay, so I just did my last corner here. So now we're going to do the very last bit of it. We're going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So here is 1, 2, 3. The fourth is in the bubble stitch. And 5. Let's see here. And so now the very last thing you want to do is actually do a bubble stitch into the next stitch. I don't know why I'm left with only 1 stitch here. I might have done something wrong, but to correct it, because I do need a bubble stitch here, I'm going to do it into the very last stitch. So if you have the same issue as me, then I'm just going to do my bubble stitch here because I am missing 1 stitch. I don't know what happened, but I can't go back at this time. So I'm going to do a bubble stitch into this last stitch as well because I need 1 over here. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now pull everything. Okay, so now that's the last thing you need on this row. You just need that bubble stitch to finish off, and now we're going to omit the last double crochet and instead do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started with. So you find that third chain, insert your hook, and do a slip stitch. And now this here is the end of row 5. You can see how beautiful the bubbles are looking. We've got 1 more row that has the last bubble and then just the double crochet. So we're almost there. This is a long one. Row 6 is going to start with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a bubble stitch into the next double crochet. So into the next double crochet, a bubble stitch, which I will do off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, just did my bubble stitch. Now we're going to continue the repeat by doing 1 double crochet into each of the next 9 stitches. So here's 1, the next one is the bubble, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last one is in the very last double crochet right before the corner. So now we've arrived at the corner, and we want to do the same repetition around the chain space. 2 double crochets. There's 1 and 2, a chain 2, and then 2 double crochets into the same chain space. And now you want to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 9 stitches. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th one is the bubble stitch. 8th. And then 9, which brings you to the end of the repeat. So I'm going to verbalize the repeat. This is way simpler. The repeat starts at a bubble stitch into the next stitch, and that's kind of intuitive as well because it's going to land in between these 2 bubble stitches. So the repeat starts at a bubble stitch into the next stitch, then 1 double crochet into each of the next 9 stitches, which will bring you to the corner chain space. Into there you want to do the corner repetition of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then you want to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 9 stitches. So I'm going to do this all the way around, and I'll see you when I'm done. I am almost on the side here. I just want to show you. We're going to be omitting one of the double crochets of the repetition. So I've done my second to last into the double crochet, and then my last one on top of the bubble stitch of the previous row. And now we are going to just do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that you started with. So there's that chain 3 there. Insert your hook into the third one, grab the yarn and pull through to close. This here is the end of row 6, and we're all done with the bubbles. Now we're just going to do a row 7 just to give this a border. It's going to be quite simple. You're going to start with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do 1 double crochet into each of the next 12 stitches, which is going to take you to the corner. Then at the corner, you want to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then basically just do double crochets all through the sides, then the corner repetition, then double crochets all through the side, corner repetition, double crochets, corner repetition, double crochets. And at the end, you're going to do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 like we've been doing this whole time. Cut off your yarn and thread your ends through. And this one is just so stunning, absolutely insane. Look at this beautiful square. It is definitely larger than your typical square, but it adds that beautiful kind of cross of bubble stitches or popcorn stitches. I can't remember what these are called anymore. But yeah, just absolutely stunning. It's obviously heavier because of those stitches in the middle, these like balls in the middle, but this would make for a really beautiful cushion cover, or you could add this detail and make like to a blanket, or make a bunch of them and make a blanket. It would just be more like weighted, but so stunning. It's quite a simple repetition once you get the hang of it, and yeah, it adds a beautiful texture to the square. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it.